Welcome to another episode of Real Talk with Real Fit Pros. It's your boy, Jonathan Loudermilk, your host with the most. And as always, I've got my partner in crime, my main man, Mark, the fitness ninja Zalmanoff. And we've got a really special guest and a great friend of ours within the Apex community. But before we do introductions, we dive into the show where we're going to drop some gold nuggets and obviously partake in shenanigans. That's what we do here. I need you to help us out. We show up every single week. We're actually almost at our 1 year anniversary. So me and Mark have been doing this for a year to give you guys actionable tips, advice, and entertain you along the way so that you can get paid what you're worth. All we need you to do is to leave us a review. Go ahead and subscribe. And if you're seeing this and you're on IG, go ahead and take a screenshot, tag us at the Fit Pro Bros. It allows us to get this message out in front of more of our brothers and sisters so that they can get what they're worth as well too. With that being said, I'm gonna pass the baton off to my main man, Mark. What's up, man?
What's going on, man? So if you're listening to this, this is take 2 of the podcast. And you know, there's always a lesson to be learned, right? And the lesson is you take imperfect action and you know that shit's gonna happen sometimes and you just figure it out and you roll with it. So not that big of a deal. So I like it, you know, gets us, everybody's all relaxed. We already had take 1, so we, you know, got a little flow going.
There we go. Real and raw, right? Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I'm gonna share once again why my voice sound a little scratchy. I inhaled a sand dune over the weekend, and if you're ever in Laughlin, Nevada, which by the way, I don't know how people form these little towns. It's weird. Right. It's like in the middle of the fucking desert. Like there's nothing there, right? Huh. And then all of a sudden you got this little casino town. So if you're ever in Laughlin, Nevada, right now they got the mask mandate going on. So you're in a casino and you got some dude going, yeah, you need a mask. But if you're smoking a cigarette, you don't need a mask. So make it make sense.
Oh my God.
Figure that one out. Anyway.
Let's go, Brandon.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Our very, very special guest today is a high performance coach and the founder of the highly successful coaching experience, Confident, the code to living a life on fire. He works closely with parents, CEOs, business owners, and entrepreneurs to eliminate guesswork, form unbreakable habits, and build a roadmap to achieve a life on fire in the Forever 5 Pillars: faith, family, fitness, finances, and fun, which I'm all about. And he is also a handsome ass man. I'm just going to say it.
Come on.
He's a handsome ass man. He's got great hair. He's got a beautiful family, ladies and gentlemen. Anthony Hudson. Anthony,
welcome. Thank you. Glad to be here. We said it the first take, but we'll say it again. Like, excited to be on and be part of this. And congrats on almost a year. That's great, guys. That's consistency. That's a lot what I preach on: routines, healthy habits. You guys are putting in the work consistently, right? So that's tremendous. So I appreciate being a part of that. So thanks, guys, for having me. I'm excited.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
we appreciate love it. So you know, it's story time, brother. That's how these episodes always start off. So give us a little story of
you can just tell the one you already told.
Yeah, I already got one now.
I know.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then you can tell the one you told again. Yeah, so one of the worst ones, and I was there once upon a time too. I was a young kid, you know, didn't know much about responsibility and wanted to be you know, just kind of beat to the tune of my own drum. But yeah, one of the best gym stories being a gym owner was showing up and you know, we got security cameras, so I don't know what one of my employees was thinking, but he was dead ass asleep on the middle of the gym floor at, you know, early morning. I get it, right? I mean, it's hard after coming, you know, young kids, it's hard waking up early, right? You know, nobody wants to do that. We want to stay up late and play video games, whatever the cool kids do these days. And yeah, I walk in and sure enough, dead ass asleep on the floor, head on one of the heavy bags, like a pillow, like cozied up, hat over the head. Like, I'm like, man, you're here and that's what you're doing? I'm paying you to sleep, huh? And then there's a security camera. I could have checked the camera. I didn't. It would have been funnier if I would have and taken it and shown it to him, but later on and just snuck right back out. But anyways, yeah, there's many stories being in the industry for, you know, 15 plus years. But that was the one that I don't know, that I thought most recent. I'm like, yeah, I probably did something like that back in the day, so I can't give him too much crap, but man,
yep,
not cool.
it's funny. You end up becoming like a dad or a big brother to a lot
Right.
of the people you bring. Like, hey, I'm gonna have a dad moment with you. Come here.
Right. Right. Exactly. So
If he was,
yeah.
if he was laying on a punching bag, like he took some effort though. Like
Yeah. I mean, he rolled
thought
that thing
about
out. That's 100-pound heavy bag. Like, it's not just like, I mean, he was dead ass tired. Right. I mean, it's, he's cozy.
Dude,
He's
you're
cozy.
almost like I'm so impressed. I'm not even mad. I just don't know
Yeah.
how you did
Yeah.
it.
It's like you ate the whole wheel of cheese. I'm not even mad. You ate the whole wheel of cheese. I'm not even mad.
putting
Anyways,
effort into your own personal growth. You're going places, son.
that's right.
All right,
Good
let's
stuff.
dig into this.
Love
So, Anthony, you and I have known each other for almost 3 years now. You know, we
Crazy.
crossed paths in Apex.
Yep.
And, you know, again, when I met you, I knew you were in the fitness industry. I wasn't quite sure what the capacity was.
Yeah.
And I know over the last several years, you know, you've had some ups and downs. You've been in and out of the industry, you know, as far as my perspective is concerned.
Yeah.
So, you know, let's talk about this journey of where you came from and how you got to this point where you are now.
Love it. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. So out of college, played college football, being in fitness and working out, it was just kind of a natural thing, something I enjoyed. So I'm like, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up. So I'm going to get an exercise science degree. And I guess I'll go train some kids or maybe help coach a little football or I don't know, be a personal trainer. And I got my first job out of college at a call it like maybe like a Lifetime Fitness type of a situation, a 24-hour fitness type. And it was good. But right away, I'm like, okay, I'm selling these memberships. I'm putting in all the work and the gym's taking 60% of my paycheck. Right. And it's kind of like Big Brother, I suppose. It's kind of like the government. Right. But I was like, man, I'm doing all the work. I am selling all this. I'm putting in all the effort. I have the relationship, but at the end of the day, they're taking a majority of my paycheck. So I'm like, there's got to be a better way to do this. So I knew that betting on myself and figuring out how to way to be a business owner, or running my own gym or having my own personal training, business was going to be the way I needed to go. But I needed to learn some things along the way. So I got into banking. I wanted to learn about business a little bit more. I worked at some supplement stores similar to GNC to learn kind of that side of things too, to be more well-rounded. And eventually I invested in a franchise, right? Because I knew that, maybe investing in a franchise, I could keep a job. And maybe that was part of my problem, not going all in right away versus, stepping back into the fitness space in a franchise model, right? Because in some franchises, you don't have to be an owner operator. You could be kind of an investor, semi-absentee ownership. Anyways, so that was my start into franchising, which I'm still a part of. And then eventually it got to be where, I've got these gyms, we love it, but COVID hit and we actually sold our gyms prior to COVID happening. But I needed to figure out, I've got all these certifications, I've got all this knowledge. What am I going to do with it? I don't want to completely give up on fitness, right? So I transitioned, when COVID came around into, online coaching and a little bit of group coaching and one-on-one coaching. But I didn't have the bandwidth and the capacity to do it the way I wanted to do it. And the other thing that I saw happening was people's mindsets were completely just in the gutter, right? With having to stay home, you can't go out to eat anymore. You can't go to a gym. You don't have a routine. You're trying to figure out how to work out from home. Don't know what you're doing. There's no one-on-one in-person interaction anymore. So I saw, kind of a opportunity to transition into more of what I call performance coaching. Some people want to call it life coaching, whatever you want to call it. I don't personally like that term, but performance coaching is more on the 5 pillars, right? Because a lot of people's worlds got turned upside down. You think about it, your kids are, now you're homeschooling your kids a lot of times. Maybe your significant other is also working out of the house with you. I don't take this the wrong way. Somebody will, but you might love your wife or husband on the weekends, right? When you go out to dinner with them and do the fun family stuff. But I don't necessarily know if I love my wife at 2:00 in the afternoon on a Tuesday, right? I mean, that's kind of how it happens, right? And kind of what happened with that whole situation. So that's really the transition and learning from, Mark and Jonathan and some of you guys, what you were doing and other Apex members. Like, I realized that I was trying to be, I was trying to fit into somebody else's world instead of kind of making my own. Like, so I needed to give those guys me and my, I've been married 15 years, beautiful wife, owned some businesses, got a pretty good relationship, got kids, so did the father thing. So coaching around all that stuff, people needed help with that more than ever. And I didn't realize it until COVID hit that, hey, I've got things pretty good, and maybe some people could use some help with some of that stuff. So that's where confidence came from. Healthy habits, building routines. That's where your confidence comes from, because you're stacking wins, and you can always fall back on your routine when shit goes sour and when the world throws you a curveball, right? So that's kind of how the whole thing transpired, and now it's really starting to take off, which I'm excited about. And there's still a fitness component to it. Fitness is the foundation of all things success. You guys know that, and that's one of my taglines that I use all the time. However, there's more to it than that, I think. So that's kind of in the nutshell. And I'm out of breath. I need a drink.
Yeah. So Anthony, I want to get your perspective on this. Me and
Yes,
Mark
sir.
talk about this all the time.
Love it.
It sounds like you've really become extremely well-rounded with all of your clients. Like you're hitting your 5 pillars versus
That's
like
right.
when you first go in as a coach, it's like, I'm going to work people out. And then you're like, oh, I've talked about nutrition. Well, I'm going to learn that side too.
Yeah.
But as we go longer with this, there's all these other sides like your faith and your family and your finance, all that stuff that impacts that. So I want to get your viewpoint on where do you see the industry going in terms of that standard and expectation from coaches? Or do you feel like, no, there's not going to be any change in that? This is just what I'm doing. I'm kicking ass at it.
No, I wouldn't say. There's definitely, the mindset thing. I know that's probably something that you guys focus on a lot, like gratitude and being a lifetime student, all these things. Like, you've got to be able to get your mind right. You've got to have that ultimate confidence and be able to realize that when you don't want to go work out, you're still going to have the discipline and the decision-making power to go ahead and do that, even though you absolutely would rather do anything else in the world besides that. So I think mindset's always been a part of it. I think it will grow and evolve, and we don't know what fitness is going to look like with the metaverse and all these other things happening, like in all these
Sure.
crazy mirror things at home and all this other stuff. So it's definitely going to have to evolve and in some way, shape, or form. Absolutely. And I think you're seeing that now, and you'll continue to see it. So if you're trying to avoid change, you're going to be left in the dust.
Yeah. And, here's the X factor I do believe is always the human element. And when we talk about COVID and what happened to the fitness industry during that time, yeah, there was a lot of automation that happened, the mirror, the Peloton, like all those things kind of exploded. But at the same time, you had people craving human interaction and, being masked up and being stuck in their homes and not having to go to work and see people. Like, some people loved it because they're like, oh, good, I don't have to deal with any human beings ever again. Awesome. But, we operate best with others. Like, we were created
Absolutely.
to be around other human beings. And so to me, when you start building a business that relies on a human component that provides something more than just here's these sets and reps and here's a list of food to eat, that's what's going to keep guys like you and I in business, is because we do provide that, and people still need that. Regardless of, you can automate all kinds of stuff in this world,
Sure.
but that human connection that we crave at our core, you can't duplicate it. Maybe somebody will figure out some AI shenanigans, maybe Grimes
Right.
will, Grimes the alien, she'll figure it out. But yeah. So Anthony, this is a long career that you've had, and a lot of moving components coming in and out. The entrepreneurial world is crazy, and we have more access to resources now than we've ever had. But what I want to know from you is what type of structure do you operate with now? And did you always have that type of structure? Or was that something that you have kind of crafted and learned over the years?
No, absolutely not. I've had to build it and tear it back down and build it up again because, unfortunately things change. So when I first started, it was like, I don't have any structure. Structure means I'm boring. I have no, that means that everything's already planned out for me. So there's no fun that's going to happen. Like I was of the, impression or I felt that, if I have to plan everything out, then, I'm not light on my feet. I want to be able to react and bob and weave and punch and move and all these kind of things, because that's the exciting part. I don't want to have my every single day planned. I want to, live life, right. And see what life brings. But come to find out, that was a very reactionary mindset. That was it doesn't allow for growth. You're always in a reactive state, right? You're not in a proactive state. So you're not controlling your days. You're not controlling the outcomes, right? So I was then waking up, and the first thing I would do is check your phone, check your email, those kind of things, instead of, hey, nope, I'm going to do my gratitude journaling. I'm going to work out. I'm going to listen to something positive. Then I'm going to, do things with my kids. Having your whole day structured, what that allows you to do is when the world does throw a curveball at you, you've got more bandwidth, more decision-making power to handle it when shit hits the fan, right? So that's where the structure and the habits and all that stuff, it allows you to be more creative, right? You've got more bandwidth and decision-making power to do the more difficult tasks that maybe you didn't have planned for. So that's where structure really comes into play, and having routines. And it all starts with habits. And you're not just going to go from one day to boom, here's my routine, I'm good to go now. You've got to figure out what you want and slowly build it from there. So first you got to remove the crap that's not doing you justice, right? All the crap that you're like, all the bad habits of, playing video games late at night or watching Netflix and not getting up early, to not planning out your meals or not planning out your week for work, whatever that looks like. You got to get rid of the bad habits before you can build up new habits, right? A lot of people are just like, with a fitness routine, you haven't been into the gym for 2 years and you're all of a sudden going to go try to, do the same shit that you did when you were playing college sports or whatever. It doesn't work, right? You've got to build the muscle memory back up, and you've lost some of your strength. So you got to slowly work your way back into it, right? To use a workout analogy, because we're fit pro bros, right? So, so you absolutely have to evolve and get better, but it's been a journey, and there's been some times where I've had to completely scrap what I'm doing and start over. But it was the right decision for me.
So I've got a question. You've revamped your whole routine and behaviors, and dude, I've watched it firsthand. So like, congratulations. Like, it's been awesome. Thanks. Watching you grow. I want to hear, what was the hardest part of that? Like, that maybe it was one habit or one behavior. Like, what was the one that got you stuck, and what did you do to get moved past it?
What was the one that got me stuck? I think the hardest one, working out in gyms and working in gyms, like as fit pro guys, like I completely quit working out. Not completely quit, but I quit focusing on my own fitness because I was focused on everybody else's. So the last thing I wanted to do was stay and do a workout after I just trained 8 people for an hour each person, so on and so. I was exhausted, right? And I didn't want to wake up early because I was young, and punk, and wanted to go have fun and hang out with friends and all that other stuff. So it turned back into taking care of myself first. And I realized that I have to get up early and get a sweat in before anybody else is up. And as I've continued to grow and have a family and those kind of things, like, kids want your time. They want the quality time. They don't, all those kind of things. Your family needs that, right? So the only time that I could truly feel good about it, not be somewhere else, but actually focused in the gym and intentional about it, was early in the morning. So it was a combination of realizing that, hey, I've got to get back in my own routine and get out of my own way, because, sometimes when we, I don't know if you feel this way, Mark, or Jonathan, if you're helping people work out and get healthier, sometimes it's the last thing you want to do is be in the gym, like after you spent the last 8 to 12 hours there.
Yeah, dude, right there with you, man. Yeah. It's part of why I have a trainer now. I work with Dante, like opening up bandwidth and all those things. Is like, look, I don't want to have to worry about anything else. And it's true, when you spend all day pouring your cup out and then there's nothing there at the end of the day, it's hard to do the things that you need to do. So it's awesome to hear you figured out what works for you. And I think that's a gold gem right there. So if y'all are paying attention, like, take notes and think about what is that thing for you, and then you just need to switch that out. So Anthony, I appreciate you sharing that, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, thanks for the question. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and I think to me, that's really common. It's a very common thing to see coaches not really, put the emphasis on their own personal health that they used to, for that very reason. It's just burnout, especially when you've been in the industry for a long time, and you're kind of, you're kind of done with the competition side of things, right? And you're really just working out to stay in shape, right? And you don't necessarily have any hard, solid goals that you're trying to attain. It's really hard some days to get your ass up and do the things that you're supposed to do, even though it's what we tell everyone else to do. So that being said, Anthony, how do you operate now to self-motivate yourself to go work out? Or, it's not even motivation really, it's just the discipline. But
Sure.
what do you tap into to make sure that you're staying on top of that now that you weren't doing before?
Yeah. So it's funny, right? I don't know if you guys follow superheroes. And I know, Mark, you're the fitness ninja. You kind of got your own, we'll call it persona or alter ego, maybe, right? So when I used to work in the gym and run the floor, we had a kickboxing gym for a while, and I'd run the floor, and you got to have high energy. You have to be loud. The music's loud. You're controlling the room. Sometimes 15, 20 people in a class at once, right? So when I'd step into the gym, I'd have to be the loudest person, the highest energy person in the room. When I'm coaching and on the floor. So I'd step into my fighter name at that gym was A-Train, right? So I'm stepping into my alter ego. So all our superheroes have it, your Clark Kent's, your Supermans, your Bruce Wayne's, your Batman's, whoever, right? All those guys. So that's the same thing. When I walk into the gym, and it might be a thing, it might be putting on a headband, it might be a certain wristband, it might just be starting your watch to count calories, lacing up your shoes, whatever that is, but that's turning you into your alter ego person. And that's the guy or gal that's going into rec shop and handle business. And you have to realize that being a fitness pro and coaching other people, I have to lead from the front. I can't expect any of my people to do anything that I am not currently doing or have already done and willing to continue to do, right? So if they see me slacking off, yeah, I can keep, people might not know the promises I've made to myself that I can kind of hide from myself in some way, shape, or form. But I also, let people know what my goals are, and you have to lead from the front as well. So it's that alter ego piece a little bit is what I tap into, and a lot of people, could definitely take advantage of that, and that's part of what I coach people towards. But also, just knowing that people are counting on me, right? My family's counting on me, my kids, all the people I coach, all you guys, my Apex brothers and sisters, like all that's I've got to continue to win and show up every single day and represent what winning looks like. So it's not that hard when you think about it that way.
Yeah. And I think, John, it was last week or the week before, you and I talked about what it means as a fitness professional to be pushing yourself and let it be known. And it's not bragging and it's not, showboating, but it's showing, hey, I'm willing to show up and do the work. And, it's part of the reason that I do OCR stuff, because my short little ass, man, I got to work hard at that shit. That shit ain't easy for me, man. Like it doesn't come naturally, like nothing about it is like, oh, yay, this is super easy. But I do it because if it inspires somebody to get off the couch and go walk, then I'm serving my purpose. They don't have to do the same thing we're doing, but they are looking at us as like, oh, what are they doing? And people are always watching. So let's give them a show. Yeah.
And on top of that too, real quick, Mark, you know this, Jonathan, you know this as well. Like people think it's so easy for us. In some cases, I would argue that as a fitness professional, it's even more difficult for some of the things we just talked about. We're pouring our cup out to everybody else for one, but for two, like, I've probably done almost every single fitness routine type of thing that you can think of out there. Like I got to come up with some new shit to do, right? We got to come up with some new stuff. So we're reaching out to each other and doing different things and coming up with new routines and all that stuff as well. So it's probably, I would argue, harder for us to stay in shape or to sometimes do the things and sometimes people just need to hear that, right? That, oh, it's easy, you're a natural athlete, or you've got good genetics or whatever that crap, or all the things to do and know exactly what to do. I don't know. Most of us know exactly what to do. It's just having the discipline to do it, right? No matter if you're a fit pro or not.
I remember, if knowledge was the answer, we'd all be billionaires with six-pack abs.
Exactly.
Right. What I love the most about that is, leadership can be a complex topic, but at the end of the day, if you're leading by example, it's the easiest way to lead. You don't need to be like the next Jeff Bezos or Tony Robbins. But if you're simply like, hey, I'm doing this, who wants to come with? Dude, it gets rid of everyone's excuses. Such an easy way to live your life. I love it.
Love it. Yeah, it really is.
So, makes it simple. Yeah.
So Anthony, I know seemingly over the last few months, like you really have gone all in. And I know, I know I reached out to you at some point.
Yeah.
And I've always looked up to you. I'm like, dude, you got it. Why aren't you going all in? And so this makes me really like, it brings me joy to see you doing this. But what I want to know
Appreciate
is
that.
what changed? Like, what was the thing that you're like, all right, it's me now? And
Yeah.
you know, even just a few things that I've seen happen for you over the
Yeah.
last, you know, you won an award in our Apex network. You're on stage a couple weeks ago out of nowhere.
Crazy.
It's freaking awesome. Like, you know, I was super
Yeah.
excited for you. So what
Appreciate it.
was the shift? And then where do you see it going from here?
Yeah, no, the shift was, I quit listening to that whole voice in the back of your head, what we'll call imposter syndrome. And I saw what in myself, what so many other people had told me they've seen in my potential. I'd been in rooms with you guys, and I look up to you guys as well. So I appreciate that. And I'm like, why not me? Why not? I mean, it's that simple. We can have anything we want in life if we're just willing to put in the work and stay consistent, right? And that's the key. Why can't it be me? Why it's all imposter syndrome? It's all, it falls back to how we were raised and things like that. So it was talking to other people and them realizing my potential and believing in me. Sometimes you just need somebody to believe in you, and really truly feel like they care, and then from there it kind of just took off. So I reached out to Stuman, Jonathan. I reached out to your brother as well. I know Mark, you sent me messages, Jonathan as well. Like just knowing that other people see my potential and know that I'm meant for something more, and then understanding that I probably always knew that, but for whatever reason, nobody had ever I hate to say it, my parents didn't tell me they were proud of me a lot. They didn't always tell me like, hey, I see you doing great things someday. Like my grandma did that a lot. So it's again, we need reminded. That's the hard part. We sometimes need reminded of those things. And I just needed a reminder, and maybe more than one, but and that's really where it started, and where it has really taken off from there. So where to from here? I don't know. Sky's the limit. That's all I can tell you. But confidence and growth, and knowing that nothing can stop me as long as I stay consistent and do the work. That's what we're all about in the groups that we're in together, and that's what we're all about. For helping each other out as well. So.
The proud of you statement, it's something that to me it seems like a recurring theme that's very prevalent, especially in the entrepreneur world.
Yeah,
because I think a lot of people start doing things for themselves because they're looking for validation from somewhere that never happened and probably never will. Sad but true. But with that being said, like I really make it a point to make sure that the people around me that I really am proud of, that I let them know.
Right.
And, I tell John all the time, I'm proud of him. I tell my clients all the time, I'm proud of them, because I am, number one, but I understand that like a lot of people really have never heard it. And I was very fortunate to grow up with a dad who did tell me that he was proud of me and did show me love. And I never felt a lack in that area. So I didn't know any different. I thought that's how everybody was. And it's not the case at all.
Yeah.
I feel like most entrepreneurs have mommy issues or daddy issues, and it drives us to success.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. And sometimes it's showing too. It's not always telling. That's part of it too, is they got to show, it doesn't have to be those exact words, but it's just as much the actions as it is the words. And if you're not getting that either, like it's tough. So tough, but
yeah. So how does it feel? Like, how do you feel different? Do you feel like internally, do you feel different now that that, hey, we're burning the ships and we're going all in on this shit?
Yeah, no, it's still sinking in. It truly, I mean, because this has happened. 6 months sounds like a long time, but really, it's not anymore. It's the snap of a finger, right? So it feels great. I know I got a lot more work to do, but I'm excited every single day, and that's really what I want people to understand, and the people that I work with, and being around you guys is like getting up and being excited every single day to help more people and do the things that you love doing, and being able to do whatever you want when you want. That true freedom, right? Financial freedom, time freedom, all that stuff. That's what it's all about. And it's out there for anybody that wants it, right? You just have to go after it. Know what you want, know where you're at now, and who do you have to become to go get it. That's it. It's not that hard.
Dude, I love it, man. And it just makes me think about, and we're a little bit privileged with Apex and the things and the conversations we get to have, but the whole
That's
like
right.
wait till we get good.
Yeah.
That's such a powerful statement when you actually understand what that means, right? Because I'm grateful to wake up every day going, wow, like wait till we get good. Like we're not even good yet, And you look at like, wow, I've gotten this success at this level. And we all know there's so many levels beyond this, but I think that's what makes it fun. Like, I don't know about you guys, but for me, I love the thrill of the hunt. That's more exciting to me than actually getting the thing that I'm hunting. Cause I'm like, well, what's the next thing? And then what's the next thing? So what are y'all thoughts about that? Do y'all feel the same way? Do y'all go through the same experiences?
Well, I think, the thrill of the hunt is knowing that we're learning in the process. Like we're cognizant enough to know that there's lessons being learned that will take us to the next level. The reason we're not at that next level yet is because we haven't learned the things that we need to learn.
Right.
Anthony, you just said it before, like who do you have to become to step into that growth? So there's always levels. I'll never forget,
Sure.
I don't know, a year or two ago, when our homie Stuman was on some trip down in Cabo, and he's on a boat with his friend, and they roll up on Jerry Jones's yacht. And it's like, I think he said it's like the 7th biggest yacht in the world.
Jeez.
Right. And so they're on this very nice boat, in Cabo. And he's like, that fucking boat could fit inside of inside of the bottom of the Jerry Jones's yacht. There's always levels to this. And it's, to me, it's fun because like you said, we're surrounded by awesome people. Right. We're surrounded by people like shooting for whatever the hell they want. And so it motivates me to keep pushing. And it has nothing to do with money. Like I think most of us, you get to a certain age, you understand, hey, if I just keep showing up and I'm consistent, the income will be there. It's not about that. But the impact that we get to make on individual human lives is, there's a price for it, but it's kind of priceless,
Sure. Yeah, no, I love that. And I love what you said about, fall in love with the journey, and it's a process, right? There truly is no finish line to this stuff. As soon as we think there's a finish line, then we stop doing what we're doing, and then we fall off, and then we have to work that much harder to get back to where we were before. It's similar in fitness, it's entrepreneurship, it's everything. It's all components, all pillars, right? So enjoying the journey, live life to its fullest every single day. I mean, it sounds cheesy or whatever, but that's what it's all about. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't built a dick rocket to go to space, so I got work.
That's next up for you. I see it already. I see it. Oh boy,
man, that guy's amazing. I don't care what people are gonna judge that dude, but man, if you can build a dick rocket and take your own self to space, that's pretty impressive.
Pretty badass, for sure.
All right, so Anthony, we finish this up. I'll just call them rapid fire questions, but you can expound as much as you want.
Okay.
Just some fun things.
Sure. You did not prep me for this. Thank you very much.
Yes, exactly. Growing up, who was your favorite athlete?
Oh, actually, you know what? I like Scottie Pippen better than Michael Jordan, if you can believe that. I like Scottie Pippen.
That's why.
I like Scottie Pippen. Yeah, he was great.
Just more well-rounded, played defense. I played defense in college. I played safety. I know that's football, but for some reason I like the stopper. I felt like he was the gel that kept the team together. Yep. I don't know why. That's just how I felt. Jordan was great. I mean, but I like Pippen.
He was underpaid.
Massively underpaid. Michael Jordan took that personally.
And he took his paycheck. Anyway,
probably.
What's the best cartoon that's ever been made?
Oh man, we're going back now. I don't know if I can pick one. Are you kidding me?
Can I pick one for you?
Yeah. Well, you pick one, and then I'll tell you if it's yes or no. Let's hear it.
$100 says you like Johnny Bravo.
Oh. That's not the first time I've said that. I don't know that I've ever watched Hey, I don't know if I've ever watched a full episode of Johnny Bravo, if I'm being brutally honest. Yeah. I've seen it.
It's like your spirit animal in the cartoon form.
He is the pillar of resilience.
Yes.
Johnny Bravo is
just won't take no for an answer. I love it.
I better go YouTube some stuff then. I think I probably have. Dang. Favorite cartoon ever. God, there were so many. I mean, it was from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to, I mean, I'm back in the like He-Man, like old school day. That was a long time ago, but Thundercats was good. I'm trying to think of old school Saturdays, what we used to watch. What I used to watch. X-Men. Yeah, X-Men was good. I mean, there are Transformers and GoBots and Voltron and all. There's so many. I don't know. You can't. That's an impossible question to answer.
Well, if you're
Mark,
playing,
what's yours?
If you're playing along at home, the correct answer is South Park.
Oh, well, yeah. My parents wouldn't even let me watch Simpsons growing up. Like I had to, like I couldn't even watch, so South Park is, I get that. I'm thinking, I was going back to a kid. Anyways.
I remember watching Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers after school.
Yep.
That one.
I remember that too.
Those
DuckTales
two
was good.
back every day.
Darkwing Duck, DuckTales, yep.
Oh yeah.
Darkwing Duck.
All right, last question for you, sir.
Okay.
If you could have a billboard with
boy.
a message on it for everyone to see, what would be the message on that billboard?
God, why do you do this to me? Oh, wow. What would be the message on the billboard? I don't know, something to the effect of just be confident in who you are. Everything else will follow suit. Like it's what you're capable of, who you are. Like confidence is a superpower, right? So I'm going to elaborate. This wouldn't all fit on a billboard, but
maybe it's big.
It's the biggest billboard you've ever seen. Right. No, I think everybody's got their own superpower, and it's self-confidence. It's just we lose it. Maybe we never had it and we lose it. But what I try to help people do is, gain that back and keep it, right? Because if you're confident, you can do anything you put your mind to, right? So I think confidence is something that is a constant battle for people. And that's what I try to, I want to leave every conversation. Maybe this is it. I want every conversation that you have with me for you to leave with more energy and more confidence, right? That's my goal. So every message, every post, every podcast episode, every interaction, that's my goal, is to you guys to leave more confident than previously to us having that conversation. Something like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, you are a phenomenal human being. We appreciate having you on. Tell the folks where they can connect with you. If you still got your podcast rolling, like plug your shit, homie.
Yeah, appreciate it. No, thank you guys so much. This has been fun, and hope to get to do it soon. Confident is my podcast. The Code to Living a Life on Fire. So it's on iTunes and all the things. If you just look up Anthony Hudson Confident, just rebranded that. So excited there. CreateYourConfident.com. So CreateYourConfident.com is my website. More about my story, coaching program, all those kind of things. And probably Instagram's the best personal social media handle to follow me on. And it's just my full name, Anthony Hudson. So just Anthony Hudson's the handle on Instagram. So I'm active in all of them. So appreciate it, guys. God, this is fun. We're gonna have to do this again soon, and I'll have you guys on my podcast as well.
That tagline is fire, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
For sure. Well, we'll put all your links in the show notes. So if you're listening in, we'll make sure you can connect with Anthony. Dude, like I said, we appreciate you.
Thank
growing
you.
with you. It's fun to do stuff, but it's so much more fun to do it with other great people around you. So I appreciate what you do. I appreciate your heart and passion behind it. I know for a fact you don't stay in this industry for this long if you don't really have a heart to help other human beings. And we need more great coaches to stick around. So we definitely appreciate it, man.
Thanks, fellas. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. And as always, be like Anthony Hudson and go out there and get what you're worth, baby. Yeah. Damn good episode.
Damn.